What up, though, y'all? It's Chris, broadcasting to you from the D. We got to talk about Afeni Muhammad, the very disturbed young lady who did the brutal unaliving of her manager at the East Point McDonald's. And she was just in court a couple days ago. Basically, her lawyer was he was trying to raise competency, whether she is competent to even stand trial. So that should give you an idea where his defense is going to be, the direction that is going in. But since this whole thing has happened, there have been a couple people who previously worked with her at Taco Bell who have told stories about what it was like working with her. Neither account was great. But let me tell you about this one. This woman, and she said she was still pretty traumatized. She said that a Finney pulled a knife on her and stabbed her. She told a story of her working there at the Taco Bell, and she said their manager was a sweetheart, and a Finney was always coming after her about her scheduling. Basically, she'd want to be on the schedule. She wanted to work. She complained she didn't get enough hours, but when you gave her more hours, she would be complaining about the days in particular because she wanted to do this and that on those particular days, and she wanted people to um, adjust their schedule to fit hers. Just a huge entitlement issue here. And if you didn't want to switch days with her, she like had an attitude about it. She told the story of one guy who she wanted to switch days with, who declined to do so, and after work, he went outside to his car. She said that a Finney, and I kid you not, she said she was under the guy's car, reached out and put shackles around his ankles. I mean, this sounds insane. It like really, it sounds unbelievable. That's how goofy this is. Um, she then pulled out a knife. So the stories keep being her pulling a knife on somebody. That's the reoccurring thing here that I've noticed. She pulled the knife on the guy and basically checked him, if you will, about he gonna start doing things her way and yada yada yada. They went to HR about this, and she like apologized, said she was just kidding, she was just playing around, something of that nature, and they allowed her to continue working there. Now, I cannot imagine a man doing this to a female employee and he being allowed to keep his job. I'm not saying that there's sexism going on here. I'm just keeping it a buck with y'all. Can you imagine a male employee putting shackles on the ankles of a female employee and pulling a knife on her, threatening her that things will happen to her if she don't start switching days with him or whatnot, and that guy keep his employment? That guy would be arrested and fired. So she continued to work there, and the lady who was telling the story, she said that she thought her and Effany was cool. She wanted to switch different days with her. She said she would do it sometimes, but there were times that she couldn't. And she said she had called her in the back this one time. And I can see this happening because Effany would do videos in the back at the McDonald's, when she was still employed there. She said she called her in the back or whatever, and she said she like hemmed her up against a wall or the fridge or something like that and pulled a knife on her. The story cut off there, so we didn't get to hear the full details of what happened. I believe the woman simply because of how shook she was, because she's made multiple videos. How shook she is in the videos. She's not acting. She experienced something dealing with her that really had her shook. And when she said that she was traumatized by it, when she was going over explaining it, I really could see it. I could tell. So This is a young lady that is deeply disturbed. This is a young lady that has an entitlement issue out this world, and also has a serious problem with authority, because the people who retold their accounts of dealing with her, they both said that the manager was a sweetheart essentially, and somehow Afeni still kept finding herself always at odds with her. So the thing is this: if you're always clashing with people, like you can't get along with anybody, the problem is you. You're the common denominator in all these situations. When everyone wants to stay away from you, everyone is like, keep your distance from her. And the problem is clearly you. So, and oftentimes these sorts of people, they see themselves a victim in their own mind, because she was saying, oh, she's a bully, talking about the manager who she slain. And when you have constant tiffs with your manager, when you are having um disagreements with just customers in general, um like, and you don't want anybody to say anything to you, like, what are you supposed to do with somebody like that except for send them home? You're trying not to fire them because you don't want to make yourself short-handed, but sending them home isn't working either. She said that her manager sent her home 2 days in a row, and then she came in on her off day to make it up, and she got sent home that day too. Why is that? If you working at McDonald's, if you're a manager at McDonald's, you not trying to send nobody home. When you, at the time they were during the breakfast rush, you not trying to send nobody home during that. So if you sent somebody home, you must have really felt like they were a problem. That they were being a problem to the point that they were impacting the rest of the shift. So you would rather send them home and be shorthanded than keep them there, and they continue to create a disruption. So I don't know how this is gonna go. I'm gonna leave it there though, you guys. I just thought I'd give you guys an update. I'm actually here at a McDonald's. I stopped here to get some sausage biscuits, and that kind of jogged my memory about the fact that I've been intending on talking about this. I've been meaning on talking about this for a few days now, and just hadn't gotten around to it until now. So that's the update. She made an appearance in court. Before that, it kept being people that were making videos, sharing what it was like working with her, and no account that I've seen so far has been a positive one. So do with that what you will. Hit me with a like if you like what I do. Hit me with a sub if you like what I do. Hit me in them comments. I'm gonna holler at y'all. Peace.